So, here's what I want everybody to do. I want everyone to say, stay in harm's way.
Stay in harm's way.
Say, stay in harm's way.
Stay in harm's way.
I want everyone to put your right hand over your heart. Raise your left hand. I want you to repeat after me. Say, I promise. I pinky swear. I double dog dare myself. To always. No matter what. No matter what. To stay in harm's way. Are y'all serious? Are y'all serious? You were here last year. Are you serious? You volunteered to stay in harm's way and you didn't know what it is? You volunteered to put yourself in the way of getting hurt. What's wrong with y'all? This is a leadership conference, right? Put your lives together. Give y'all another chance. Ask y'all a quick question. If I gave you a handful of seeds, and I told you, here's a handful of seeds, what would you do with them? That's not a rhetorical question. Come on. No. There are seeds that look something like this. So no, they're not sunflower. So what would you do if I gave you a handful of seeds? You would plant half of them? Why only half? Frugal. Plant it ahead. I like it. Plant half of them and save the other half. Anybody else got a different answer? Die of starvation. Because you don't have a green thumb. I love it. Anybody else?
Split the seeds up above a few people so it can plant it.
So you can plant it all over the world. So you're going to spread it all over the world.
Yeah.
I love it. So we got one person that's going to be frugal with the seeds, one person that's going to give the seeds to the whole world, and one person that's going to just die because he can't grow seeds at all. All right. This is what your plants do. This is what your seeds do. Your seeds choke off humanity. They kill the entire world. You planted the seeds that grew the vines that choked out the human race. Give yourself a round of applause. That was sarcasm. Everyone missed it. We all have potential. We all have a certain amount of oomph and get up and purpose in our lives. And it's just like those seeds. Those seeds could either choke out the world, or they can plant food, they can grow food, grow a tree, whatever. They can provide sustenance, shade, things that we need. Our potential is the same way. Our potential as student leaders is exactly the same way as those seeds. We have to make sure that we plant the seeds in a proper way so that they don't choke out humanity. We have to make sure that being a student leader doesn't choke you out, doesn't choke out your community, doesn't choke out your organization. What am I talking about? Guys, do you know that tuition has increased 500% since I was in school? And I graduated in 2000. Yeah, you heard that right, 2000. Don't ask how old I am, it's none of your business. But I can tell you that it's been less, has it been less than 10 years? It's been less than 10 years, okay, I had to do some math with my fingers. Barely, but it's been less than 10 years, and in less than 10 years, tuition has increased 500%. I don't know about you, but that stresses me out. 30 years ago, students in college had none of the things to worry about that you guys have to worry about. The average college student has to worry about a job, family at home, resources, not can I study, but how am I going to buy the book to study from? The average college student doesn't know where their next meal is coming from, even those that sometimes have a meal plan, because they have to be able to get to the cafeteria. They don't live on campus. Or they can't afford the meal plan. Can you imagine how stressful that is? Can you imagine how stressful that is on top of all of the demands to be an academic juggernaut? And then we also want you to be socially active. There are so many things that as a college student you have to deal with. The stress is enormous. It's important that you stay in harm's way. And that doesn't make sense now, but it will. On top of all that, you guys decided to be student leaders. You guys decided to add something else to the plate, something extra, another thing to worry about. teach you how to make sure all of those things are balanced, all those things are handled, and I promise you this. I had you guys do all that promising, double dog dare, pinky swear, all that good stuff that you'll stay in harm's way. This is my promise to you. After this presentation, if you do what I tell you to do, I guarantee you'll be an effective, successful, balanced student leader. I promise. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So let's get to work. All right. What happens is when you activate both your mind and your voice, when you think about something and then you say it, it helps you to retain that information better. So not only am I going to give you good stuff like this, but I'm going to give you good stuff like that. So when you study, it helps if you not only read the information, but if you say the key points as well. So let's get into it. Everybody say H.
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 Say be human.
Be human.
Wait a minute. Say be human.
Be human.
Is that hard for anybody in this room? Do I have any aliens? I call you in the black one in a minute. I get Will Smith on the phone. No aliens? I don't have Lil Wayne in the building? No? No Martians? Okay, good, cool. Everybody say be human.
Be human.
This is the most important thing in this entire presentation. Be human. But see, the problem is, this is how we look at ourselves. We swear up and down that we're superheroes. You can't tell me when I look in the mirror that that's not what I see. I'm talking about all of this right here. Bam. Look at it. See that? That's all that right there. That's that, folks. We look at ourselves as superheroes, and especially as student leaders. We think that we can do it all. Friends, again, we have social calendars that are stacked to the ceiling. And we still have to do homework. You still have to go to class. And you swear that you can do it. Okay, great. After the organizational fair, I realized I signed up for like 14 different organizations. And I was determined to be in all 14. That's not an exaggeration. I was in 14 different organizations. And I was like, oh, I'm the man. I'm going to be freshman of the year. You can't stop Chris Collins. I'm going to be president of the university when I'm a senior. And I was some of the dumb, well, I thought some dumb stuff when I was a freshman. It's real dumb. Don't be like me. Okay, so this is how I looked at myself. Okay? I lost that I was. I was going to 14 different organizations, stretched myself way thin, and instead of looking like this, because I identified with a superhero, but I really wasn't, this is how I looked. Like that. That's how I was walking around campus looking. This guy. Do you see the amount of duct tape work that went into that helmet and that glove? That's high quality work, people. That's what I was walking around campus looking like. Instead of being the freshman of the year, I realized that I was human and that I had physical, mental, and spiritual limitations. There's only so much we can do, and as leaders, a lot of times we feel like we have to do it all. Anyone ever get that feel like you have to do it all? You feel like if I don't do it, it won't get done. And a lot of us, well, at least me, I wanted to run the yard. I wanted to be the best student leader on campus, and I didn't want anyone to ever have a doubt in their mind that when Chris Collins stepped in the room, he was one of the best leaders in the country. But you can't do that when you're stretched so thin, when you don't have the right focus. College is stressful enough, guys. We have to balance so much. Why add extra stuff to your plate? I want you guys to listen to this. I want you to write this down. If you don't write down a lot of stuff, write down the stuff that I'll point out. I don't ever want you guys to waste time trying to shape a weakness. I want you to invest time developing and building on your strengths. Remember that. Don't waste time trying to shape a weakness, trying to make it into something that it's not. I want you to invest time developing and building on your strengths. We need to make sure that we find out what we're good at. Find out what you can do and do it well. And then you take that and you make that your niche. We need to all find our niche. We all have a purpose that we have been put on this planet for, and we need to find that purpose. Now, this is not some yoga moment. I have to sit in a hot room with my legs crossed in the downward facing dog, with my fingers touching, chanting thing. Like, it's not some super duper supernatural awareness. This thing can change and transition as you change and transition in your life. But find out what you like right now. What do you love to do right now? What would you focus on? Will you be the communication chair? Will you be the community service chair for your fraternity? Will you be the president of the organization that shapes the vision? Whatever you do it and do it well. Find your niche and dig yourself in. That doesn't mean that's the only thing you do, but don't waste time trying to shape a